Uh, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Karishma, and I will be. I'm Karishma Rele from Kotak Securities, senior product manager. I work with the product team, and today I'm going to talk to you all about the new BSE Star MF platform. So first, I'll give the demo, and thereafter we will be taking the Q&A towards the end of the session. So I would now start the demo. Okay, so we will be today talking about the new BSE Star MF platform. I will first take you all through. I will first take you all through the demo website itself. So we go to www.kotaksecurities.com. Here, go to account login and say login to trade. Once we say login to trade, you have to put in your credentials, login credentials. You will receive an access code. So in case you all have not received the access code, you all can always say resend access code. Yeah. Once you say continue, here you find these menu options. On these menu options, you simply have to go to more. Here, the first icon down, you see mutual funds. You click on that, and then you're taken to the BSE Star MF platform. So basically here you all see three menu items: dashboard, my portfolio, and reports. So what we're seeing right now is the dashboard. It starts with showing what your existing portfolio is. If you do not have an existing portfolio, it would currently show as 0. You can then start building up your portfolio with us. So right now it's showing the portfolio value, current value, total investments, absolute returns, and XIRR. Similarly, on the right-hand side, you will see the SIPs. So it gives you a track of all your SIPs. So what are the active SIPs and what are the pending SIPs for the upcoming 7 days. Thereafter, you see top recommendations across different categories. And when you scroll on the right, you can see more of them. You can directly click here and go to invest, or else you can go to handpick collections and go to any of these categories and invest accordingly. So say if you say tax saver, it will show you all handpick collections among tax saver funds. Okay, so you go back to the dashboard. Here down the panel here shows all the new fund offers. So whichever schemes are launched by the AMC for the first time, they are shown here. So you don't have to really go and search them. You will see all the new fund offers in this panel. If you want to search a particular new fund offer from this, that is NFO, then you can select the AMC here. That would be the easiest way. And so say, for example, I search ICICI. I click on ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. I say apply. And then I immediately see the required new fund offer going on. Okay, so you can select among these. Okay, and say if you click on this, you can go here and start investing in this new fund offer. I will just take you all through the investment journey in a bit. And then you have a panel for regular mutual funds. On the right hand side here, you see calculate investments. This gives you a fair idea of how much you can invest to achieve a certain goal, or if you know your goal, then what is the monthly SIP that you need to do to achieve that goal. So say if I click on here, I'm clicking on SIP, I say I want to invest, and then you put 5,000. I want to invest for say 10 years, and here I've taken a certain return. I've taken a 8% return, and what you get is a future value of 9,14,730, and my actual investment over these 10 years, given that I've invested 5,000 on a monthly basis, monthly SIP, it comes to about so 6 lakhs is what I've invested, and the value that I'm going to get is 9,14,730. Similarly, if you say I know my goal, you can put your goal here. Say I'm putting 5 lakhs. Say I have a certain goal of buying a car, or and say I've put 5 years. Okay, with I say 10% or 12% interest. Okay, so then I need to do an SIP of 6,804, and my investment would be 4,08,291, and I will get a sum of 5 lakhs in 5 years, given 10% interest rate. So this is how you can also calculate your monthly SIP amount, or calculate your future value that, suppose you do a 5,000 monthly SIP, then how much would be your future value, say 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, and you can assume a certain rate of interest. So I've just been conservative here, and I've taken 8 to 10% interest. Similarly, now the next section here is my portfolio. You can come to the section either by clicking here or by going here, view portfolio report. Okay, so once you come here, you get a complete snapshot of your portfolio, and it shows you what is your investment amount, unrealized returns, XIRR, stamp duty, and dividend reinvest, dividend payout if any, and investment amount after stamp duty. Here it shows you all the schemes that are there in your portfolio. Once you go to the right hand side on the kebab menu, you see all the different options. So you see view scheme details, view report, redeem, invest more, switch SWP. So you can select any of these options and head to that particular scheme. So if you say view scheme details, so you get complete details of any scheme. Okay, so here it's showing maximum returns. You can also switch to 3-year returns or 5-year returns. You can see what is the kind of returns that the scheme has given. What is the launch date, NAV, fund size, expense ratio, benchmark index. What is in my portfolio with regards to this scheme. Here also you have calculate SIP or one-time investments. That is, if you invest in this particular scheme, it gives you what is the return amount and what is the percentage. If you say do an X amount of SIP, okay, and what is the duration, you can select that duration. Then it shows you scheme returns compared to the benchmark. Okay. Further to that, you can see fund comparison. So if you say don't want to invest in this particular scheme or want to invest in some other similar scheme, you can select from here, and you can also compare it from here and then make a decision to invest in the other scheme. This section gives you complete fund information, monthly minimum SIP investment amount, minimum lump sum amount, what are the gains, etc. Scheme information, fund manager. Okay. Scheme holdings. So we show you the large cap, mid cap, small cap breakup, and then the riskometer. This gives you what is the risk associated with this particular scheme, and what is the investor type who can invest in this scheme. If you further want to invest in the scheme, you can either go to monthly SIP or one-time investment, right? So this is how the scheme details page comes here, view scheme details. Now, if you say view report, in view report, we can see what is the amount invested in this particular scheme in your portfolio, and what is the exit load structure, what is the tax implication. Okay, whether you want to invest more or redeem, you can decide. What is the holding details? Okay, NAV, purchase NAV, number of units, investment amount, current value, returns, XIRR, stamp duty, holding days, dividend payout, dividend reinvest. You can also get your transaction history here. Okay, when you click on transaction history, it shows you the amount, units, NAV, stamp duty, and when is it a SIP or a one-time investment, and when was it. So likewise, it will show you all the details of this particular scheme in your portfolio. The next thing would be, if you want to redeem, you have a shortcut here also. If you want to invest more, you can invest more through this button. If you want to switch or set up a systematic withdrawal plan, you can go through this button. If you say switch, then this allows you to switch in different schemes of the same AMC. Okay, and you can simply put here which scheme you want to invest in. So usually what would be a right strategy is, when you don't know the market direction, you can simply save in a liquid fund and then switch from a liquid to equity scheme on a monthly basis. Okay, you can do that through the switch. So you simply have to put which scheme you want switch to. Okay, I'm just giving an example here. You can just put the amount, this, or say switch all. You can say accept. Okay, and you can say place order. So currently I'm not placing an order, but as soon as you do that, you will get a order acknowledgement page, which will show you that you have switched from this scheme to this scheme. This is the units, this is the amount, and it gives you basically a confirmation that yeah, the switch has been registered and it will soon be executed. Similarly, for systematic withdrawal, you can set up a systematic withdrawal plan. Okay. So as it says, SWP by amount for demat holding is not allowed. Kindly execute SWP order by SWP by units. So since these holdings are in demat, SWP by amount in demat schemes, demat holdings is not allowed. So you can do it by units. So you can simply put the number of units. Okay, and you can give a frequency that is currently we have given a default frequency monthly basis. You can share how many installments. You can just input say 10 installments, or depending on how many units you have, and you can select a start date. Okay, so say 20th of every month you want to withdraw. So SWP is generally used as a retirement, for your retirement. So say you have accumulated a certain sum in a particular scheme, then you can set up a systematic withdrawal plan, and you can redeem a certain number of units. So you get a certain number of sum on a monthly basis, which you can use in your retirement horizon. You say accept TNC and you can place order. So in this case also, you will get an acknowledgement page which says that your SWP has been registered, and this is from this particular scheme, and the money will go to your XYZ bank account. And that bank account is the one that is associated through your equity. Okay, same bank account is taken up by default in your mutual funds platform. Okay, now so we were at the my portfolio page, and I showed you how it appears, how all the schemes are visible here. I showed you all the menu icons in the kebab menu on the right hand side. In this, one of the things that you can also see within view report, when you see the details here on that particular scheme, one second. Yeah. So on this particular page, you also have a download icon on the top right. If you see my arrow, so this download icon helps you to download the report. So currently we are giving Excel sheet reports in, you can say holding report or transaction report. In holding report, you can select as on which date you want the holding report. So it's taking by default yesterday's date. You can select whichever you can say select, 31st December. You can select up to last month end. You can make the selections basis this calendar given, and you can simply say download. Here you will get a report downloaded, and you'll see all the details of your holdings as on the date that you have selected. Okay, so it gives you scheme name, category, subcategory, folio number, NAV date, mode, transaction type, units, purchase NAV, purchase date, investment amount, stamp duty. Investment amount after stamp duty, market value, dividend payout or dividend reinvestment, holding days, unrealized gain or loss, absolute return, XIRR. So it gives you complete detail on your holdings. The second option is the transaction report. So say if you want to select a particular financial year to submit it to your CA, you can just go to the starting date of the financial year. You can select it from the calendar. You can select the ending date from the for the financial year. Okay, and then say download. So right now I'll just select 1st Feb to 16th Feb, and I just say download. So it just gives me all the transactions that I've done on the mutual fund platform in this time horizon. So on the bottom, you get this report downloaded. And here also you get transaction date, type, scheme, category, subcategory, folio number, NAV date, units, investment amount before stamp duty, investment amount after stamp duty, mode. Okay. So these are your reports that you can download from the my portfolio page. The next section is the reports, which is you have managed SIP report, order book report, and capital gain loss report. So before that, I would just like to take you through the managed SIP report. Here you can see all the SIPs that are ongoing, stopped, executed, all of that. Okay, so if you want to select a particular category, you can say active SIPs, you can check stopped SIPs, and if you want to reorder, you can reorder them. You just click on the reorder CTA, expired SIPs. Okay, now on this page also you have a right hand side kebab menu. Here you can see view scheme details as I've shown you all. You can say sell, you can see invest more, view scheme details, and edit SIP. So when we say view SIP details, then it gives you all the details related to this SIP. Okay, what is the amount, folio number, created on, start date, end date. So currently we have perpetual SIPs. If you want to stop a particular SIP, you can definitely go to edit SIP and stop it. I'll show you how. And then you have order number, investment type, duration, mode of payment, exit load. All of this is shown. So what mode of payment, as in what is the SIP, ledger, and which bank account. So then if you want to say, see, since we are giving an option of perpetual SIP, if you want to stop the SIP, you can always stop it from, say, edit SIP. and modify SIP amount date or stop SIP. So you can modify the SIP amount date, say save, and you'll get a pop-up that it has been modified. Okay. Or else you go back to that particular SIP and say edit SIP over here. Also, you get an option, edit SIP, and say stop SIP. Okay, so as soon as you say stop SIP, it will again say, are you sure you want to stop the SIP? You can just click on yes, and it will stop the SIP. Okay. So the next piece here is, so that's how you can either modify or edit your SIP. And this page gives you complete SIP details. The next piece here in the reports is what we see is the order book report. So before going to the details of this order book report, what I can do is I can simply show you all how to place your, how to make an investment. So either you can click here as on the dashboard, or you can search from here. So say there's a particular scheme that you're aware of and you want to search, you just put the scheme name, okay, DSP, for example, DSP tax saver. You click on growth, you come to this page. You can see either a monthly SIP or a one-time investment. You can put on whatever the investment amount is. So say for example 500, or rather I could show you all in the NFO piece. One second. You go to this NFO, you can just go here. So there's another NFO that is going on, which is SBI multi-cap fund. So I search for SBI mutual fund. I say apply. Okay. You can go here. You can say monthly SIP or one-time investment. You can click the amount, say accept, proceed. Okay. So then, currently, you can either, so what the system will do is it will take your MF balance and plus your bank account balance and then make sure that your order goes through. Okay. So you can just say pay now. There you go. So once this is the order acknowledgement page, please note that for any order you place, any cancellation request you place, you will be able to, you will receive an SMS communication and an email communication on the same. So from here also, you can go to say either explore more schemes, or you can go to order report. If you click on order report, I guess there's a network issue here. Yeah. Once you go to order report, then you have, so you have view order details, you have cancel order, view scheme details. So you can also see your order details. Okay. Or if you want to cancel your order, you can place cancel order. It will ask you, are you sure you want to cancel your order? And it will give you your order has been cancelled. Okay. Similarly, or you can place a reorder also. So the next piece is that suppose you want to, you go to click on the scheme, or maybe you go to so I'm trying to find this scheme. I go to the scheme. I go to monthly SIP. I set up an SIP. I select the date of my SIP. So say today I'm selecting first. So this is one of the most important points. If you want, so the next SIP, so there are two options. One is make first SIP payment now, and other is make first SIP payment on 1st April 2022. So as you see, it's not showing 1st March. So that is because the 30 days logic that is implemented at the end of BSE. Okay, so you can say, so if you want the first SIP to go within this month, then you say make first SIP payment now. And if you're okay to go ahead with this date, then you just say make first SIP payment on 1st April 2022 and say I accept terms and conditions and say proceed. Okay. Now, as you see, here this payment details page shows you all the details. Okay, and you also see that the order that I cancelled just a minute back, that is showing in my MF balance here. Okay, so then you can either select from KMBL. So if you have 2 banks, then it will show 2 banks. But if you are a Trinity account holder, that is, you have a 3-in-1 Kotak Mahindra bank account, then your SIP will flawlessly go through this bank account. You can simply say pay now. And then it will acknowledge your SIP that, okay, your SIP order, your SIP registration number is so and so, and it gives you all the details of your SIP. Okay. Now, so this is how you place the order. Now, if you see, the next thing is the capital gain loss report. So since I haven't sold any of my holdings, I can take you through the presentation. So before I resume to the capital gain loss report, I would like to first see how the fund transfer can also be taken place. So this is particularly your mobile view. One second. Okay, so just make sure you have downloaded the new Kotak Stock Trader app from your Play Store. Okay, so this is how it comes. You enter your access code. This is what you see at first. That is your trading section. Then you go to the more here at the bottom. More option. One moment. Okay, before I show you all the fund transfer, here you see the mutual fund section. So you can click on mutual funds. Okay, you can click on mutual funds. It will quickly redirect you to the mutual fund. It will quickly redirect you to the mutual fund platform. Okay. Now, if you want to transfer funds, you can just go to funds. You can click on add funds. You mention the amount. And over here, while selecting, for this BSE Star MF platform, you have to select mutual fund option here, this one. So you're going to transfer from this bank account to mutual funds, and this is whatever the amount is. Okay. You simply say add funds. It will ask you to confirm the fund transfer. And this is the success. So this is how you transfer funds on the app. Now, the next piece is the capital gain loss report. So as you see, I've shown you all the capital gain loss. Here, it will show you your schemes. Okay, in the capital, it will show you the purchase value, total purchase value, sold value, sold value, long-term indexed or absolute gains, and short-term gains. And then it will show you the schemes. Okay, when you go to, there'll be two menu items in the kebab menu. One is the view scheme details, another is view report. When you click on view report, it will take you to that particular scheme and it will show you details of the capital gains on whatever units you have sold. So it will show you the purchase value, the sold value, long-term index uh, or absolute gains, short-term gains, folio number, purchase units, NAV, purchase value, indexed value if applicable, grandfathered value, redemption as on what date. It will show you the redemption NAV. It will show you amount, and it will show you holding period. It will also show you the gain or loss. Okay. So this way, it will give you a complete detail. Now we have also implemented on the right-hand side of this page, you get a download button. If you click on that download button, it will show you all the capital gain loss, give you a complete download of capital gain loss statement of the last financial year. Okay, for your reference. Now, one of the most important pieces here is that if you are a non-Trinity account holder, okay, or say you have a bank account with HDFC Bank or ICICI, okay, so then for your SIPs, you have to register an e-NASH mandate. Now, one very important announcement is that earlier we used to do it through biller mandate, okay. From 12th Jan onwards, we have implemented the e-NASH mandate to ensure all the SIPs go through well. So now suppose you were already doing SIPs before 12th Jan. So those SIPs will be undisturbed and they will continue as it is, as per the biller mandate. All your new SIPs will go through e-NASH mandate from 12th Jan onwards. Okay. Now for that, what you need to simply do is you have to simply set up a new SIP. Okay. So this is how it would be. One second. This is. Yeah. So you simply have to set up a new SIP this way. So I say monthly SIP. And here it will give you an option of make first SIP payment now. This, once you go through and say proceed, it will take you to this page and it will say that you can still move ahead with the payment. Over here, it will show you the bank account. This is again the bank account which is linked to your equity account. It's the same account that will show over here. And it will say mandate initiation pending. Okay. But no worries, you can go ahead with this order because this is first SIP now. It will take up this order, it will flow through, and then you will get this order acknowledgement page. In this process, it will say that, to ensure that your next SIP goes through, your mandate has to be authenticated. So what happens is whenever you're setting this SIP, whenever you say proceed on this, an e-NASH mandate will be auto-generated. Okay, all you have to do is go to your registered email box. Okay, so we are also mentioning it here. Whatever, please click the link you have received from BSE on your registered email ID, so and so, to complete your mandate registration. You go to your email box, registered email inbox, and you will receive an email of this type, that is BSE star MF e-mandate authentication link, and it will come to you from BSE star MF, okay, @bseindia.in. So here you will see, please click the link for authentication, the e-NASH mandate registration using debit card or net banking. You have to click this link, okay. It will redirect you to your net banking. There you have to use either your net banking credentials, or if it is directly OTP, then it will ask you an OTP. So this process will be dependent on which bank is linked to your account, depending on whatever bank you have. And you have to simply follow that process. It will ask you to approve. And then it will show you this page, which shows you maximum amount, debit frequency, purpose, start date, end date. Purpose will be obviously mutual fund payment because this will be your SIP payment. That will give you utility code. Okay, which bank, account number, savings, customer name. Okay, and then there are two options, debit card or net banking. So I would suggest you all always click net banking because most of the banks freely, are have implemented the net banking process, and you should not have a problem. Once you say submit, you're taken here. You input your OTP and your credentials, and then it will come up to this page. It will show you your mandate ID. It will show you your ENASH ID, mandate amount. Okay, this is 1 lakh. So currently we have implemented for 1 lakh. So that is because most of the banks allow up to 1 lakh in a day. So if you say have 10 SIPs of 5,000, it will go through. But if you have in a day going say 2 lakh SIP, then that is not allowed as per ENASH mandate. So you will only be able to go up to 1 lakh. So the mandate is set up for 1 lakh. Only 1 lakh maximum can be deducted in a day towards your SIP. So if you want to set up 2 SIPs, you can set up for another date. Okay, that is the option we have. Then status would be success and description would be authentication success. So when that happens, when you go the next day to your mutual fund platform and you see the mandate status, it will show you as mandate in process. Okay, and once it is approved, it will show you mandate approved, and it will show you all the details of that mandate. Okay, so until then, if you want to check which is the bank that is associated with you, you simply have to go to your mutual fund platform, go on the right hand side, there's a down arrow, click on that, and you get this drop down. Over there, biller mandate is your existing earlier biller mandate that used to go on, but now you have to go on ENASH mandate. When you click on ENASH mandate, we've given here now live. This is the page that will come and it'll show you your mandate status. So if you have any confusion in your mandate status, you can go there, and once you click, there's a down arrow here, or you click here, it will give you complete details on that. Okay. So suppose you've set up an SIP and you have not gone to your email and authenticated the link. That link is likely to get expired, okay, within 7 working days. So what you need to do is you need to ensure that you go to your email ID and verify the mandate using the link that I showed you all on the BSc*MF email. Now, so until you verify that, it will show you the status as mandate verification. Suppose you verify it on the same day, then for that particular day, it will show you mandate verification. The next day, the status will change. Okay, and it will give you all the details here. So this is the ENASH mandate process, which has been implemented from 12th Jan onwards. In case you have had running SIPs that through biller mandate, which was there earlier, they will continue to run as it is, your biller mandate SIPs. Your new SIPs will go through ENASH mandate. So you will have to approve the ENASH mandate. Now this is currently applicable only to non-Trinity account holders, which is non-3-in-1 Kotak Bank account holders. Okay, so that's what it is. So now here is my demo. I'll quickly take you all through the question and answers. Just give me a second. Okay, so the first First question is that how do I come to know what is the amount to invest, okay, towards my goal? So then, as I had shown you all, okay, as I had shown you all, the best way to go about it is through the calculator given on your dashboard. So here you come to know what is the best amount, what amount can suit you, okay, to achieve a certain goal. Here there's another piece which is lump sum also, okay. So if you want to invest a certain lump sum amount and you want to invest for X number of years, if you invest and if you have a certain return in your mind, then that XYZ would be your future investment value. Okay. Similarly, you can use I know my goal also. So this calculator actually helps you to understand your SIP or lump sum amount that you need to invest. The next question is, that which are the funds that I can invest in? So if you want to understand which are the funds, so we are giving you, we are also sending currently a communication on monthly recommendations. So monthly picks is what we call. You can go to your email, registered email ID on your, and you will receive an email from Kotak Securities for your mutual fund picks of the month. Okay, you can certainly follow and do an allocation of your funds based on those recommendations. Alternatively, we also have the recommendations mentioned here on the dashboard of the mutual fund platform. And if you want to look at a particular category, you can invest it through by checking one of these categories, whichever you want to invest in. Okay. Okay. Another question is, do I receive communication on all the investment actions that I take on the mutual fund platform? So, yes, you do receive an SMS and email communication on all the actions. So say you place an order, you get an email communication. You set up an SIP, you get an email and SMS communication. In fact, we also send SIP due communication via an SMS, which says that please maintain XYZ, account balance in your registered email, in the bank account registered with Kotak Securities, so that your SIP can go through. Okay. So please make sure when you receive this SMS communication, you maintain that certain balance to ensure that your SIP goes through flawlessly. Okay, the next question is, what happens to if I'm a non-Trinity account holder, what happens to my earlier SIPs that I have set up? Okay, so please note that if you're a non-Trinity bank account holder, then your earlier SIPs that you have set up through the biller mandate will continue to run as it is. And only while setting up a new SIP, you will have to go through the ENASH process. However, for the Trinity account holders at the moment, you do not have to follow the ENASH process. Okay, so how often do we get recommendations or monthly mutual fund picks from Kotak Securities? So we send this communication on monthly basis. We give you category-wise bifurcation. These are the large cap funds. These are multi-cap funds. These are balance advantage funds that you can invest in. You can, and there's a invest button. You can click on that invest button in that communication, email communication, and choose to invest. It will get you to that particular scheme, and you can invest it through that. Okay. Okay. So do you all have an end date to your SIPs? So can we set up an SIP? So the question is, can we set up an SIP with an end date? So currently we are allowing on the system, it gives you to set up only perpetual SIPs. However, you can stop the SIP whenever you feel that you want to say invest in some other scheme, you don't want to continue with this SIP. Then you can definitely go to edit SIP option. Like I showed you all here in reports, you can go to manage SIP. Here you can go to on the right hand side above menu, you can go to edit SIP. Okay, in edit SIP, you can use this stop SIP option. One of the important points to be noted here is that if you want to modify SIP or stop SIP, you have to take this action at least 7 days prior to the SIP due date. Okay, so it allows you to stop and modify the SIP 7 days prior to the SIP due date. So please make a note of that. Okay. Okay, so let me check. Yeah. So yeah, but one of the most important points is if you stop a particular SIP, it will be a hindrance to whatever future goals you want to achieve by making that investment. So the more SIP is the most disciplined form of investment. So I strongly recommend all of you to keep going on with your SIPs until you achieve your goal, which you had set in your mind, and you had set up that SIP request. Okay, that's about it from my side. I hope you all have found this session helpful. We will come again. We'll come again with a session like this with any further developments on our platform. Your feedback and suggestions are most welcome. Please feel free to get in touch with us on services@kotaksecurities.com. Thank you so much for attending this session. Thank you and hope to see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.